What's up, witches? It's Witchangelnekora, and welcome back to Hiveswap Friendsim. Okay, and I thought volume 14 was already insane, but this is volume 15, and we got double the greens today, y'all. I mean, I'm gonna shut my mouth and let's get on into this adorable little thing. Because from what I hear, we're about to get something really good. Alright, we are now in volume 15 of Creatives, Conventional or Otherwise. Look at that, we got double greens. You walk with a purpose. You don't really have a purpose aside from friendship, of course, but you know the streets pretty well by this point, so you can at least strut like you got one. Alright, we have Charun, who's another non-binary, and we have Wanshi, who's super adorable! Oh, I don't know who to choose first. I think I'm gonna go with Charun first, because, they're an olive blood. And let's get on into it. Actually, you know what? You think you've had it up to here with friendship. You're sure as you'll be back on your regular friend making bull crap later, but today is just one of those days. A curl up under the blankets with your favorite show kind of sort of day. A leave your phone on silent and say nothing to no one sort of day. I have those quite often. And honestly, you've watched a friend almost die of poisoning and gazed upon the juggalo afterlife. You think you've more than earned a day, or night, rather, of respite like this. So, just for today, you turn your back on this new swath of Alternian City you were considering walking through and head back to ye old hideout. No explorations now, only bed. You drag yourself up the scaffolding to your hidey hole. More than anything, more than binging on media or relaxing amongst peace and quiet, you just want to take a nice, long nap. So you spill yourself into a little pile of bedding, pillows, and other various pieces of clothing you manage to throw together and settle in. As soon as your body touches it, you're out like a light. But it isn't very long until you're awake again, and not because your body is rousing itself after sufficient slumber, but because of a persistent scrabbling around. A persistent scrabbling around that's followed by a loud thunk. Typically, that wouldn't be enough to get you up. You're a pretty heavy sleeper. Well, as am I. But the noise is accompanied by the nagging sensation that whatever is making that noise is in the room with you, and that has you bolting upright. Sounds like me after a night terror. You must have woken up in the middle of your REM cycle because you feel like a mummy rising out of the crypt. Is this real life, or is this just fantasy? And I got hiccups. Brain struggles to make sense of your surroundings through the fog of residual sleepiness that still settled over you as you stumble to your feet. Eventually, you've been able to discern that the noise is coming from above and behind you, or around where the ceiling is. What the hell? Is that a raccoon crawling in the vents? Does Alternia even have raccoons? If it does, you're pretty sure you wouldn't want to meet one, but you can't exactly leave it in your living space either. You get up to investigate. Oh, I used to have a pet raccoon when I was younger. His name was Bandit. He was so cute. We had to get rid of him when I was a little bit older because he nipped me. And, well, I had to get rid of him. I miss that little guy. The noise isn't coming from the ceiling like you thought, but from a platform that's been shoved unceremoniously to the very back of the watchtower. There's a large object in front of it that wasn't there before. A giant curved lens that only could have come from the hole that is now on the side of the platform structure. Maybe this was an old telescope or a camera that the contest once used for surveillance? The scrabbling continues. It's coming from within the structure. You're not eager for whatever it is in there to come jumping out at you as soon as you stick your head inside. Kind of sticking your head in the lion's mouth. But you steel your nerves and hoist yourself up. You find yourself face to face with not some animal or bug, but a troll. Hey there, buddy. I love your hair, by the way. Hello? Anyone home? This is a bona fide friend opportunity. It's basically fallen in your lap, but you find yourself unexpectedly ornery about it. You You would think that you would expect some kind of privacy in your own home. The place you've adopted is home in Alternia anyway, but apparently not. Even when you've decided that you aren't in a friendly mood, there the universe goes, yeeting new friends into your path anyways. Can't you just go down this planet while dancing the whole friendship jig? Yeah, I'd rather be not dancing a friendship jig right now. I want to relax. I want to unwind. I want to just kick back with a Rasbatsky video or a Bijou Mike video, a bowl of fajita, no, chicken fajita, a giant glass of apple juice, and just chill. Check my Twitter, my Tumblr, my Instagram. I just want to unwind. But no, somebody just yeeted this friendship opportunity in my lap. Well, I hope they're hoping to stay for a spell. Maybe have a little bit of dinner with me, watch some memes, just relax. It quickly becomes obvious that this mysterious stranger isn't going to offer you anything more than enigmatic gazing into the middle distance. What exactly are they doing in your hideout, you ask? If they were thinking about moving in, they could have at least asked you first. You're the current occupant, after all. I don't want to move in. I already have a hive. I came up here for that. They point past you. You can only assume they're referring to the giant lens you've seen on the floor. Well, if they had gotten what they'd come for, why are they still hanging out on the platforms and it's like this? Yoo-hoo! Lights on, but no one's home. I'm stuck. Obvious joke alert. But I'm keeping it to myself. And they didn't try calling for help? I didn't notice you. Wherever you came from. I didn't think anyone else was here. Would they let you perhaps like some help? I can only imagine the wheels in their head turning, but stuck by few dusty gears. I guess they're a little out of it? Oh boy. Maybe. As you hop down from the platform, you find your ire draining from you much like flesh juice from a pimple. That was just gross to think about. It's difficult to stay angry upon witnessing what's possibly the most pathetic burglary attempt ever, and that's counting your little fiasco with your ship. After walking down to the other side of the platform, you see the troll's booted legs sticking out from a gap in the structure. Looks a little much too narrow for anyone to crawl through, and yet that's exactly what they must have done in order to push the lens up from behind. You yell that you're going to try to pull them out. You hear a faint, muttered, "Okay," and reach up to grab them from the waist, pulling hard. It takes a couple tries, but with at least one particularly hard tug, you're finally able to pull them free. They tumble down up on top of you. It's a little hard for me to talk right now. Thanks for getting me unstuck and breaking my fall. You didn't really do that part on purpose, but you're glad they appreciated it, you guess. They seem pretty content to continue lying on top of you, actually, but they're heavy. So you wriggle out from underneath them like an earwig from underneath a rock and clamber to your feet. You're not the lens. That's what they want, huh? The troll sits up, crossing their legs. You can see them more clearly now that they aren't sequestered inside the platform, although their face is obscured by their shaggy hair and floppy, wide-brimmed hat. They look about as sleepy as you felt earlier. As sleepy as you're in danger of feeling again, in fact. Their voice is slow and regular, like a metronome dunked in molasses, and it almost threatens to send you right back to bed. Yeah. So... Can I poke them in their face? Like... Boop! What are they pointing to? Can I have it? You swear you can feel your friend making juices start circulating through your body again when the vendors after their little sabbatical. Okay then. You're not really sure what came over you before. Turn on a chance to make a new friend? You? Wow, who kidnapped you and replaced you with a total stranger for a few hours there? You tell the troll, of course they can have the lens. It's not like you did anything with it, or like it's even yours to begin with. It was just abandoned here along with the rest of this broken down tech. Curiously, you asked what they want it for. Are they building something? Perhaps an engineer of some sort? No. Climbing all the way up here? Just for some building material? Would be pretty dumb. I want to use it for... As I once heard in the dark room... Christ, this conversation is thrilling. Yeah. Well, in my case, it'd be Gaia. This conversation's thrilling. It's like talking to a ticking clock that just winds down slow. Art. Huh. Look at the lens again skeptically. It's a cool lens, you suppose, but it looks most likely looks like a hunk of, exactly what it is, a hunk of junk. They want to make art out of this? Their work must be pretty, interesting. They squint at you like they've taken some sort of issue with your comment. Have you managed to offend them? You thought you were being polite enough given the circumstances. Interesting is usually what people say when they have nothing better to say. Do you have a problem with making art out of trash? You shake your head rapidly, but the troll is just already crossing their arms and shooting you a disapproving look. I don't think I want to talk to you anymore. Oh no, does that mean they're going to leave? And after you decided to try and add them to your ever-growing friend harem too? No. I'm tired. Oh. Okay then. They're just gonna kind of glower at you from the floor a while until they get the front strength back enough to leave. You assume. This definitely isn't awkward at all. Oops. I am so sorry, Charun. Well, Pandora's taking a break right now, but at least I know how to use her time switching magic. So I'm gonna take a little rewind and try to make friends with them. Alright, now we're back and we're gonna try to get their approval by saying weird. Yeah. The two of you alternate between looking at the lens and each other for a while. Usually over the course of making a new friend, they would have asked you to do something by now or presented you with some sort of choice between two potential courses of action. Is there anything they'd like to do now that they've retrieved the art materials? Guess it's all on you then. They probably want me to take the lens back to their hive, right? I would, but I'm tired and hungry. Foraging for garbage takes a lot of energy. I used the last of it climbing up here. I don't think I'll be able to carry it by myself. They didn't really think this whole junk heist thing very well, did they? Think it through. But would you look at that? This is an excellent time to make a suggestion. Um, we could help carry it. You do that. Make sure you're careful with it. Of course, of course. You'll treat it with all the delicacy of an egg and a spoon race. I don't know what that is. Carrying it down to the watchtower's entrance is easy enough. Maneuvering it down the cliff face is more complicated. You manage to hold it by holding it between you as you navigate from foothold to foothold. When you reach the bottom, the troll looks like they're ready to sit down again right there in the brush, but you urge them on. Resting in their hive would probably be much more comfortable. That's the wrong way. Sheepishly whirl back around from the random direction you were about to stride towards and follow them instead. With them leading the way and you bring up the rear, the two of you shamble along the path with all the easy grace of two people in a horse costume. Sorry, I'm reminded of in the YouTube studio, whenever you don't have a good connection, there's like a little picture of a guy in a horse costume. It's reminded me of that. But you make it to your new companion's hive much quicker than you would have expected. They come to a stop in front of the entrance to a cave in another cliffside. If this is their place, it really isn't that far from yours at all. You're surprised that you haven't run into them until now. They're practically a neighbor. I've seen you around before. You're pretty hard to miss. Really? They should have said hi and introduced themselves. The two of you could have been hanging out all this time. Didn't feel like it. Besides, I was busy. It was more of a scavenging and art business, you guess. Oh well, you're getting to know each other now, which is what's important. Speaking of, you've been talking and walking along, and you haven't even exchanged names yet. How remiss of you. Normally you would have gotten introductions out of the way from the moment they broke into your hideout, but it's been an odd sort of night. That's okay. I'm Charun. No, come on. Let's go inside. They pull you in the lens forward. They, didn't ask your name in return, but you managed to bumblingly introduce yourself as you lurch along into their hive. Wow! Their hive is impressive. Oh my god! If you look to your left, the top left, do you know who that is? It looks like Vriska. It looks like Vriska when she was on the ship in, I think it was Act 8? I can't remember, but they have an amazing collection of artwork here, even though it's mainly junk and garbage. But they've taken it and turned it into what they consider art. I mean, oh my god. I can't tell if someone else is living in their hive. But look at the bottom underneath that little artist table, and I think I see someone peeking through the garbage. So I guess they've got like a hoarder's hive, but it's more artwork than anything. I mean, I do enjoy art, but this is just weird. At home on Earth, you had a thing about garages. You thought it was interesting to scope the sort of stuff people ended up accumulating. You've seen some real gems in your day. A collection of singing and dancing novelty plant figurines, a small army of Furbies without any fur, the beat-up remains of some kind of cat mascot costume. The inside of Charun's hive is as if every single weird garage you've ever seen converged to exist simultaneously in the same cave. The platonic ideal of garages. It's hard to believe that someone lives here. If you look closely, though, you begin to notice homey comforts tucked among the metal junkyard scraps and broken furniture piled over the floors and all the way along the craggy cave walls. A raccoon sits on a ledge on one wall, and you think it's a kitchen cabinet wedged into another. So, what do you think? It's pretty cozy, you say, giving them a double thumbs up. The stalactites are a nice touch. I meant about my art. Oh, the art, of course. You cast around desperately. Charun's hive is such a jumble of miscellany that impossible for you to figure out which of it is art materials, which are actually finished artworks, and which are Charun's actual belongings. There's a pretty gnarly skull over there with leaves in the eye sockets. The angle at which that umbrella sticks out of that lawn chair is really, compelling. I wonder if Charun and Remele ever collaborated at one point. They're both artist trolls. Well, so is Amzia. So I guess the three of them could be like artist pals, even though two are cerulean and one's an olive. That'd be a nice touch. Settle on a purple object in one corner. It looks like a traditional sculpture than a bunch of household items stuck together. Those curves, that amaranthine hue. Truly an inspiring piece. Charun looks at you strangely. That's just the load gaper. We've been looking at a toilet! We were admiring a toilet! We were admiring their toilet. Ow! Ouch! My stomach hurts from laughing toward it. We thought their toilet was a piece of art. Ow. Ow. I got a stitch in my laughing too hard. Way to go, self. You've just admired a toilet. Their toilet. You just thought a toilet was a piece of art. Okay. I'm okay now, I think. We just admired their toilet and thought it was a piece of art. Unless there's a turd in there that's totally Picasso. A toilet is not a work of art. Not unless they took a giant dump and it came out as Starry Night. Okay. Let's Vincent Van Gogh on with this. You don't know much about art, do you? Busted! No, you really don't. Remele had taught you the importance of giving the people what they want, and Amnesia had taught you the importance of putting a tarp down before lopping off a head or the blood or paint doesn't get all over the floor. But you hadn't learned very much about actually creating art from them. As you gaze around the cave again, you find that you really want to understand. Clearly this is something that's important to Charun, otherwise why would they spend the majority of their time on it? You too wish to experience the marvels of the creative process. If only there were a way for you to learn. Oh, excuse me. If you want to that badly, you could make something out of what I've collected. Really? But they must have worked so hard to find all this. Is it really fine for you to just dick around with it? You're surprised to see that Charun looks pleased at what you're saying. Maybe it's the most expressive you've seen them since you've met. All art is dicking around. Looks like you are starting to get it. You smile proudly. And anyway, if you make something sucky, they shrug their shoulders. And just take it apart again and reuse its separate components to make something else. Your smile flags a little. Where do you want to start? You rub your chin thoughtfully, wandering over to the lawn chair with the umbrella in it. A pile of fabric is stacked on top. You rifle through it until you find some colors that you like. Then you walk across the other side of Charun's hive, searching for other items you might be able to use. Charun doesn't offer much in terms of guidance aside from cautioning you away from a couple objects that are actually finished artworks. Whoops. You end up with an armful of knickknacks that you will put down in front of what is now a lamppost, but will soon be your canvas of choice. Then you get to work. The fabric you twirl all around the post. You tie the smaller objects, a snow globe, an old boot, a fancy Santa, onto it with string. On top you perch your rubber Walmart goose that makes a majestically horrible noise when pressed. Honk! As your art piece comes together under your hands, you take a few steps back every now and again to appraise it from further away, making adjustments whenever you find something you're not happy with. Kind of like what I do with my photo edits. Finally, it's complete. You turn to ask Charun's opinion, nearly flushed with pride and adrenaline from having successfully made a thing. They don't look very impressed. Your face falls. What's wrong? Did you use a little too much orange? Or was it scattered, loose teeth, a little too out there? Listen, you're overthinking this. Just do what feels right. You frown. Don't think at all, then. Let your instincts drive you? Thinking a little is probably good, too. Okay, don't overthink it, but don't abandon rational thought altogether. Let your feelings guide you, but not completely. Pretty vague, but sure, you'll give it another shot. You strip the lamppost back down. This time, you don't spend too long regarding it in all of its nude metal glory. You begin working immediately, whipping around Charun's hive in a flurry of cave dust and determination, grabbing things as soon as you lay eyes on them. Oh, look at their face! They're like, oh yeah. Charun looks more and more fascinated the longer you're at it. It's not long until their eyes are positively gleaming. Soon they're taking step after tentative step towards you, as if drawn to you by the sheer force of your artistic energies. They look like they may want to join in, actually. Is that okay? I see what you're going for, I think. Your vibe has got me all inspired. Of course, the more the merrier. You'd love to see what the two of you could create together. With a barely there smile, Charun places a traffic cone at the base of the lamppost with great aplomb, and you're off. It's all a blur after that. The two of you move in unison like you're co-piloting a Jaeger. Except instead of a giant robot, you're steering a feverish, creativity-propelled fugue state. Wow, I think we're almost done. You stand back from your newly forged pile of bric-a-brac, mopping the sweat from your brow. They're right. You're almost finished. Almost. You need to add the finishing touch, the pièce de résistance, and you know just the thing. With great conviction, you pick up a box from the floor, tearing it open so that all its contents fall all over your structure. Oh no. My polysacchariferous slats. You freeze. Were those cooking ingredients? You seem to have gotten carried away. You start apologizing, but Charun is already waving your words away. It's fine. It looks better like this. Too good to waste as food. Anyway, I can find other things to eat. You both regard your creation, heaving for breath. You're done! As exhausted as you are, a wonderful calm sails over you as you admire the result of your hard work. It's beautiful. It really, really is. You don't know how because you don't think you'd actually done anything different compared to your first try. Maybe you just got lucky. But regardless of how exactly it came about, this is one of the most bizarrely sublime things you think you ever laid your eyes on in your whole life. And the longer you stare at it, the more layers and depth reveal themselves to you, like the petals of a newly bloomed flower opening to the sunlight of spring. Abruptly, irresistibly, you feel yourself gripped in the throes of profound new knowledge. Charun's artworks are pointless and weird, but that's what gives them their own little charm. It's such an uncertain and violent world where troll calls troll, and where you might be trapped on an endless Spherian journey across the planet in search of new friends. For a brief moment, you can have this. You can just stand here, awash in what the hell this masterpiece you've created out of a bunch of other people's trash, marveling at how you've birthed something greater than yourself. Sometimes, trash can be beautiful. You think you understand now. This is what Charun must have been endeavoring to teach you. You beam at them, glowing with the joy of your discovery. Yeah, sure. If you say so. Joyride! Ah! We won their trust! We won their friendship! Oh, I love them. They are so adorable like this. I just want to hug Charun and tell them how much of an awesome troll they are. Well, that was the first half of Volume 15 of Hiveswap Friendsim, and we are just nearly there. There's still a small handful of trolls that haven't even been released for Volumes 16, 17, 18, etc. And yet we've still got one other half of Volume 15 to cover before we move on to Volume 16 once it's finally out. I don't know when, possibly in early November. Wait, it is November. But I'm actually recording this in October, but by the time this is up, it'll be November. However, next volume may be out, I'm guessing sometime in November? I don't know, question mark? But until then, I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm so sorry if you heard me sniffling and stuff, but that laughter, we were admiring a crapper, a toilet, a potty, a troll commode. So many synonyms for the word toilet that I can't even stop laughing in my head right now. But I'm going to get on out of here. Next episode, we're going to take on the cute little Jade Blood that's reading her little book. And we're going to find out what's going on in her adorable little brain. So, I'm going to get out of here. You know what to do. Hit that like button with the big old bibbity bobbity boop. Hit the notification bell if it finally knows how to work. And I'll see you all soon. Mwah! Stay magical, my friends, and don't be scared to try out something new when it comes to art. You might find something you actually like.